G'day, Keithy here. Thanks for joining me. Got a bit of a loud entourage going on today. You can probably hear and see what it's all about, and I'm stuck in between the Ute and the Range Rover. But what's this all about? I don't know. We're using a lot of power here though, so that can't be too good. All right, you better grab your coffee, guys, and grab a seat. We'll have a bit of a yarn about what's going on. Well, we couldn't go without checking this out.
Right, preparing it fires now. Great here.
All right, so we've got the good music on here. Nice cool fan going on there. Got the phone charger here to charge that thing up, and got the drone out as well. So we've got quite a lot of stuff going on. We got the Ryobi charger up there as well for this thing. Got heaps of stuff going on here at the moment, but it sort of seems a bit silly to be in the Ute with all this kind of stuff, especially the fridge too, you know, like that. I can't run the fridge in this Ute, unfortunately. What's the go? Well, I guess this episode should really be about battery charging and how you can do it while you're out camping, seeing as we've got lots of solar up on that Range Rover and all the outlets inside the back of it. So what I think I should do is I'll take you in here and show you what we've got going on in the back of the Range Rover. A little bit of a modification since you saw that last video up there, which is the one about putting the Redarc system in. Had to go and take it testing, don't we? Why don't we just do it here? Let's see how it goes here. We've got a little bit of sunlight on the driveway, so we're going to put it under pressure to try and charge back up when we're using all of this stuff. So we've got a lot of demand on the system to try and run the fridge, charge the 240 volt items, as well as the 12 volt stuff, like the mobile phone is going to be a 5 volt charger for that. The drone batteries as well, they run off the same charger. So we're going to use every outlet that I've got that I can possibly charge when I go camping, and try and basically see if that system there is up to the job. So I'll take you over here now, we'll have a quick look in there. Nothing in there at the moment, show you the battery voltage, then I'll back the car out, we'll put him in the driveway there, so we get a little bit of solar happening, and we'll see if we can charge all of this stuff back up without an issue. Pretty basic stuff going on here, guys. I'll give you a quick look before we do. So this is the Redarc BCDC1250D with the D at the end of it. Apparently there's the D there. That is what's going to charge us once we're out in the sun. At the moment there's nothing happening there. The voltage gauge up here is saying 12.7 volts. This thing's been sitting for a while, and the planes always fly over when you do want to do things like this. You can also find the voltage down here. Now it is a little bit different to the main one. 12.9 this one reckons, so it's a little bit, I don't know the word, keen, I guess maybe. I don't think it's 12.9, although I did last drive this thing last night, so it may still be charged quite up, given that there is nothing else running here at the moment. We've got our outlets here, and as I mentioned before, this one here has got the USB-C as well as a normal USB, so we're going to charge both the drone battery off this and also that mobile phone over there, which is pretty cool. Now I've added this outlet here, and I've got to screw it down yet, please apologise my roughness there. This outlet here is going to be able to run the 240 volt, the inverter basically, and I'll set that up there so that we can charge the Ryobi batteries. The fridge goes here as always, so we can slide that out as we need to there. We'll get the fridge in there, turn him on. So we're going to have all of this stuff running with the car parked out here. We're going to check the battery voltage while it's running and trying to charge and see what happens. Once the fridge is up to temperature and all of the other stuff is still running, we're going to have a look and see what's happening here with the voltage. So it's going to be a very interesting little test to see if 500 watts of solar on the roof is going to be enough in what I'm going to call it low light, because it's going to get some shade on it very shortly, to see if we can maintain the charge for all the stuff that we're using at the moment. All right, this is it. The fridge I've just switched on as I plugged it in, guys, so I apologise for that. We're sitting at 12.3 with the fridge just started. It's at 27 degrees. I haven't started up the charger yet off the inverter to do the Ryobi battery. I haven't started up the phone charger, and I haven't started up the charger for the DJI batteries. So I'll go ahead and do that now. We'll see what we're at. I'll move you out of the way, and then we'll back this thing out into the sun and see how we go with the solar. So let's do that now. I'll turn the inverter on. So you'll see in a sec, there's the battery for the charger, and it'll go green. There we go. So it's now charging this battery here, and if I press the button down here, these will begin to charge. Yep, iPhone's starting to charge, and you can see the batteries for the drone are also starting to charge. So I'll neatly pack these things back in. We'll get the Range Rover out of here, put it in the sun, which is sort of faded actually. There's a big cloud over the top of us now. And we'll see how we go. All right, so I've just turned the car around. We've got the phone on the charge, the Ryobi battery on the charge using the inverter up there, and that's all running from down here. The fridge is on, it's at 23, set at -3, and we're charging the drone batteries up as well. You can see it's doing the middle one at the moment. So let's see what we've got going on down here. I don't know if you can see that, it's a little bit difficult to get in there. That says 11.9 right now. So there's not much solar doing the work there, to be honest. Given that the sky right now is sort of just dropped, and believe it or not, there's an eclipse happening today, so that's not going to help the situation. So once the alternator gets up to voltage and does everything it needs up the front, it'll start charging back here. But what I'm going to do is I'm making it difficult. I'm actually going to turn the engine off, and we're going to rely purely on the solar. So we'll come back in half an hour with the engine off and see how all of that stuff there is going. So you wouldn't believe the day that I chose to do this test. So I've just backed the car up here, we've turned it off and everything like that, but today there is actually a solar eclipse happening in about an hour and a half, not even that, less than an hour's time. So we're going to have a bit of a challenge on our hands to try and charge all this stuff up, which is pretty good because when you do go camping, as it is now, it's a bit cloudy, you get clouds. You get all kinds of things happen that you can't really control. It was sunny before, so I thought what a beautiful day to do this video for you guys, but apparently that's not the case as the plane goes over. So we will see how we go. The cloud's quite big, but it may end. Hopefully we might get a little bit of sun to be able to charge it up, but it's a good test. Once these things are charged up, will we have enough solar to be able to get this battery back up to charge? The main thing that we want to find out here is that is the system set up with the now installed projector, which is, let's face it, a better projector than what I had in, a better charger than what I had in here, to get it all back up. So we're still sitting at 11.9 volts down here, which is okay because I've got a lot running. I'm charging a phone, a set of batteries here, battery up there for the Ryobi stuff, and I'm running a fridge. And I've got lights on as well, actually, because I've got the door open. So there's a lot of stuff coming from that battery. Yeah, here's hoping we get a little bit more sun. We'll come back in half an hour and see if there's any update or any change to the situation. Okay, so let's have a little bit of a check. It's been about half an hour now. The Ryobi battery is completely charged. There's no more flashing going on there. The drone battery is still going. So it's still got this is the one we used before. It's just topping up the other two. So it's done the middle one. It's going to do the back one now, and then it's going to do that one. So that's still going. The phone, let's see what that is doing. Currently charged 97%, so nearly full. And the fridge has just kicked in again. So that is running at the moment. What are we sitting at here? 12.2 volts. And believe it or not, the sun still hasn't come out yet. We have an eclipse in about an hour's time. So at the moment, the sun is sitting behind those clouds up there. Unfortunately, that's not going to help us because we've still got probably, I imagine, at least another half hour of this sort of partial shade. But anyway, that's where we're at the moment. So we've gone up. We were originally sitting at 11.9 volts. We have gone up to 12.2 in the shade with everything running at the moment. So let's have a check back in just before this eclipse happens, and then we'll see what we're doing. Alrighty, so the afternoon's with us. Thanks for hanging around. I'm sure you've got a million questions that you want to ask, like, Keith, is that the same coffee you had this morning? Or has that solar eclipse happened? Oh, and also, how did we go with the 12 volt stuff? Did we charge all the stuff up, and how's the battery doing? So let's get through and answer those questions. I guess the first one, no, this isn't the same coffee that I had this morning, unfortunately. Although this one is cold because it takes me forever to drink a coffee on a good day. Yes, the solar eclipse did happen. It's not long just finished now. It's just after 4 o'clock. If you want to have a look up there, I did a little short video on that one for North Queensland. It's a little bit different. I guess if you lived in Brisbane, you might have seen it a little bit better than what we did. And the last one, how did everything go? Okay, I don't need to bring you right in close to explain the situation here. So there wasn't much light at all. Presently, the second battery, the auxiliary battery, is sitting at 12.5 volts, so that's really good. And you'll notice the only thing that's switched on is the fridge. That's at temperature, -2 right now. The phone is completely charged and was a number of hours ago, as with the Ryobi battery. So I've disconnected the inverter because there's no need to have it plugged in for no reason. All of the batteries are fully charged for the drone, so that's pretty good. And obviously, yeah, that's the cable that I used when I charged the phone up, and the fridge is still running and it's at temperature. So I think we had a pretty successful day, all in all. Managed to run all of this and charge that battery at the same time in low light with the solar eclipse, and really bugger all light, let's be honest. Even now, we're in the shadow with those solar panels, so I think we've done pretty well. And the question I guess we posed at the start of this whole video was 500 watts of solar going to be enough using the Redarc BCDC1250D in order to charge that battery that's in there? And I think the correct answer is yes. We drained it. We used all of these accessories at the same time, including the fridge, to charge everything up. We managed to do that, pull them off the charge, and gain ground on that battery. So that's a win right there, I think, ladies and gentlemen. And if we had more sunlight, I think I can imagine that we probably would have done even better. That battery might be 12.7, 12.8 or something like that. As soon as the sun goes down, fridge will just chill. So I think I'm rather impressed with this little setup now. So you've seen the video where we installed the Redarc, explained why the Redarc was in there. Now we've tested the Redarc in a controlled situation where I don't have to worry if the fridge gets a little bit hot or anything like that, even though it didn't. So that's a pretty successful video. And if it's all right with you guys, I might head off now and finish this coffee. It's been quite a long time sitting there, so yeah, I don't like to let a coffee go. Anyway, thank you. If you like the videos, guys, down there, like everyone says, don't forget to hit subscribe because it does help me out here. As the numbers go up, Keithy gets a big thumbs up and make more videos for you. And I do this little run like this because that's what all the cool kids are doing these days. If you got a comment or you want to talk about it, if you want to know more about the setup that I've got going on here, feel free to ask any question. I will answer it as long as it's not something that's naughty. Smack you on the wrist. Otherwise, thanks for joining me. I hope you guys finished your coffee. I'm going to go and do that now. We'll catch you next time. Take care. You're as cold as ice, willing to sacrifice our love.